Preview.
Dishonored is a first-person action game. It's very immersive. It's a stealth game. It's a combat game. You play a supernatural assassin in a industrial retro future city. Powers are combinable in a way that feels creative if you're the player. You can come up with solutions for problems that we didn't plan. And so when you take like first-person melee combat system and the stealth, the very analog stealth, and then the fact that the maps have like overland paths and water paths and rat tunnels and rooftop paths, and you mix all that with a variety of powers that the player buys through this economy that we've got, you end up with an experience that feels like you authored it. Whether you sneak the entire way and no one ever saw you, or you fight and kill everyone, or some combination thereof. Whether you're high mobility or high combat, it feels like your experience.
It is very hard for us to predict what's going to happen. Even in like those demos that we give to the press, we know what we want to show, and then sometimes some things unexpected happens. From a game standpoint, it's actually a pretty cool side effect. It's a pretty cool feature because like really every player has his own experience somehow.
It's this handcrafted, area per area, very intimate, very specific, customized locations that we love and that we feel like make the world much more coherent. The wider you go, the more generic everything has to be, right? So it's very specific, and that's what we like about it.
We are somewhere in the middle where, yes, we're mission-based, yes, our worlds are finished. There's an area that you can explore, but the area itself is, as Harvey said, it's very crafted, but it's also very unlinear. Like there are many ways to get inside the building.
There are a couple of streets you can take. There are shops along the way that you can go into, or houses. There are rooftop paths you can take. You can possess a rat and go through a rat tunnel. You could possess a fish and swim along. You could brazenly go in front of the guards, or you could sneak through the shadows. There are a series of mobility powers allow you to even take those paths in variable ways, right? So like that space moving from point A to point B, sure, you do go from A to B, but it is riddled along the way with many different paths that feel very expressive to you. It doesn't feel like you're on a trail of breadcrumbs in our case. It feels like you're in a giant field of breadcrumbs, and you can't leave the field, but within that field you can move from, there's a lot of different combinations and paths.
Our intention is to make the combat very brutal, very lethal. Ideally we expect players to try to sneak as much as they can, because they will understand the benefit of sneaking, either to avoid entirely the combat or to actually get like one attack kill and an assassination. And so it's a very effective way to progress through the levels, and then you can combine that with a power such as the teleport power, so you teleport close to somebody, surprise and kill him. Sometimes they'll get caught, sometimes they'll be sloppy sometimes, and so like the characters will detect them, and so it will turn into a combat fest, right? Which is cool, because that's an interesting dynamic. It's like, but then it becomes way harder. So maybe like you have to evade, you can kill a few, or like cast a power, like freeze time, and then like finish them this way, or evade, hide under a table, wait for them to cool down, and then sneak again. So we expect it's going to be a mix of all that. But in order for that to work, of course, combat has to be very lethal. I mean, you are lethal, but you are also vulnerable, because they are also lethal. So like if you have 3 or 4 guys, and one of them is shooting, the other 2 are like hammering on you close up with a sword, then you're going to die fast if you're not like really, really responsive.
It's fantastic to just add something like stealth to a game, because instead of just fighting your way through the level, which you can do if you want, but instead of just doing that, there's a wider range of inputs, there's a wider range of outcomes, and that's what we're looking for. Yes, you have to fight and kill Santa Claus, and he has magic powers. There are several times in the game where you do face off other supernatural characters.
Most of them have got different powers as you have, which is interesting. Suddenly you discover something new that you thought. So it kind of suggests that the magic, the supernatural world is actually bigger than the one that you have access to.
Every time you play through it, it's a little different. We saw something today literally in the demo that we had never seen before, and it was fantastic. Again, it feels like the player's authoring his or her own experience, and I think that, I don't know if you'd call that replayability, but that variability in the play experience, when it really works, when it really comes together, it is something special.
Dishonored will come out in 2012 on 360 and PS3 and PC.